I'd like to give them a hand and ask them to say a few words.
Thank you, Rick. It's our honor and privilege to be able to serve you lunch today. We welcome everybody here, and like Rick said, we want to make sure you get out, look at all the equipment that's here, take a ride. We have a propane-powered van outside. You can drive it, test it, see what it's like, see that there is no difference. And I don't know where Shelby is, but part of our sponsorship is with the Propane Gas Association of Pennsylvania. And with them, we are supplying the lunch. One of the things that Shelby wanted to bring up today was another first that was mentioned. Propane itself was discovered right here in Pittsburgh in 1910. And it was done by Dr. Walter Snelling. And it was because the gasoline that was being produced then, a gentleman was driving home, he bought a gallon of gasoline, he's driving home, and when he got home he only had a half a gallon left. So Dr. Snelling worked for the government, and he went to him to complain about it. And Dr. Snelling then took a homemade still, took the gasoline, and found that there were other hydrocarbons in it that were lighter. And from that point, propane was discovered. Also, it's nice that we're having our 100-year anniversary for propane, and with the Pittsburgh Region Clean Cities theme of the next 100 years, it's nice to know that propane also was used on a vehicle in 1913. So we're here to help fuel this next 100 years of development in the country. So I thank you.
One last thing here. I'm going to ask Bob Beatty to say one more thing, because we do have some announcements to make on other alternative fuel events we have coming this fiscal year, as well as some training. Just the community college here of Allegheny County, we work with them. They're already doing alternative fuel training classes here. If you can see when you're out there on the wall, far wall by the big garage door, we purchased them a half a gallon an hour natural gas refueling unit called Phil. If you don't get a chance to go down and see that, you can hook it up to any one of these natural gas vehicles and it'll give you a half a gallon an hour. There's a level 2 Eaton charging station that you saw charging the Giant Eagle. I think we just moved it to the Chevy Volt, so we can get that charged up, and maybe the county exec wants to drive a Chevy Volt or something next. I heard he was just on an electric bicycle. But Bob's going to announce a couple things basically that they're working with in there, and I think he'd like to announce some training as well.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah, just a couple brief announcements. We built an education and training center in Brookville, Pennsylvania, at one of our fueling stations to further the whole education process. We partnered up with Clean Cities and Allegheny County Community College on that project. Beginning in November, we're offering tank inspection classes, gaseous vehicle fuel orientation classes, and even certification classes for mechanics. All those will be listed through the Allegheny County Community College website and the Clean Cities website to contact them, but it's just an outreach program to get something out in the outlying areas. So that's starting this November. I believe November 3rd and 4th is the first gaseous vehicle inspection tank class. Also, the first ever Tri-County Alternative Fuel Expo is going to be held in February of next year at the Monroeville Convention Center on the 19th and 20th of February. We've partnered with some key players like Clean Cities, People's Gas, and a few others to have the first Alternative Fuel Expo that's going to be open to people in the conversion business, in the new car business, in the compression business, anything related to CNG fuels in the interest of, or alternative fuels in general, in the interest of creating more of a broad knowledge base and get the proper information out there. If you want more information on that, there will be people passing out brochures during lunch, or stop by our booth, or see myself, or Rick, or Letitia, or Ron Schramm, or Tim Hooker. We've put a committee together to steer that show in the proper direction, and we're looking forward to a well-attended event, kind of in the same theme with Odyssey Day, only a broader program over a 2-day period. Thank you.
Just so you know, if you go to our website and look under training, even some email, some blasts, web blasts on there, CCAC has already scheduled for this month and into November some tank inspection prep classes, as well as some hybrid and electric vehicle classes. So, you know, we chose CCAC because they have a very good automotive program. We've bought them the instructor manuals for all the NAFTC stuff. We're even working very diligently on some first responder classes, because the first responders need to know what we're doing when they come upon one of these alternative fuel vehicles and have been involved in an accident there. So watch our webpage, watch the CCAC Automotive webpage, and our newsletters, which the newsletter is already done, but with all this stuff with Odyssey Day, I didn't want to send it out because everybody's probably got enough emails from me. But they'll after next week, the bi-monthly newsletter will be out. It has a number of news stations that have opened and a lot of events we have. So, with that being said, and for the second year in a row, our guest speaker, who's driven a lot of alternative fuel vehicles, I understand, or bikes, and even now, our Allegheny County Exec, Rich Fitzgerald.
Thanks, Rick. It's always good to be here. It's always good to see you and the work that you do. And it's great that you host this. We host this here at our CCAC West Campus. It's it is such a great facility for folks who come here, learn the skills, and quite frankly, almost all of them go get a job. So that's a good thing. We want to provide jobs. I see my good friend Senator Solomay in the back here, and Marion Eisenreich from the governor's office. I know they've been very supportive of the energy industry and what we're trying to do in Western Pennsylvania. Yeah, I did ride that bike, and I tell you, for a guy like me, it's great because it helps you up the hills. For all the young people we have in Allegheny County, they might not need that bike because they got the, they're young and they have stamina. But for somebody my age, it's great. You just turn that little, turn the handlebar and it just powers you right up the hill. So, but those are the kind of innovations, those are the kind of products, those are the kind of things that are coming out of the innovation and technology that's happening, throughout Western Pennsylvania. And that's what's going to keep us driving forward. We want to give people choices. We want to give people choices with alternative fuels. And certainly we know, you don't have to be a mathematician or an economist to know that a natural gas vehicle, when you can fill it up at $1.80 a gallon or $1.70 a gallon equivalent, that's a better deal than buying gasoline, oil-based gasoline that for the most part we import from other countries. And we know what trouble it's led in foreign policy. I won't get into all those things. We all know those answers. But when we develop our fuels here, what do? We put our people to work. We put some of these young folks to work over here who are working here looking for jobs here and want to be employed here. And that's what we've got to keep doing. And it's the work that you do by learning about the different techniques, whether they be the propane van, or whether it be the natural gas car, whether it be the hybrid car, whether it be the electric car, whatever it might be, and other alternatives, solar, the solar-powered vehicles. All of the above is what we need to do. And it gives people those choices, and it gives our economy the ability to be much more competitive. Because when we're delivering goods with cheaper fuels, that means our goods and manufacturers that are here can make more products and compete across the world. So it's a ripple effect that helps all of us. But it comes down to knowledge. It comes down to us having the ability to know how to do this, to know how to build these vehicles, to know how to improve these vehicles, to know how to fix these vehicles, and to know how to alter these vehicles. So it's very important that as we come together in these type of collaborative efforts, that we see what we need to do, what we need to do to continue to become competitive. In our county, what are we doing? We're promoting it as well. We bought a couple of our public works vehicles, a couple natural gas vehicles last year for the first time. And I tell you, they're working great. And we're going to be buying more in the future. And we're going to continue to do that. And we want to make sure that the training that occurs right here at this facility, is going to continue to provide the jobs, and continue to provide the competitive edge that we have in this part of the world and in this part of the country. Whether it be for bicycles, whether it be for vans, whether it be for trucks, whether it be for your family car, whatever it might be. We're going to continue to do that. We're excited to be part of that. I mean, we're right in the middle of the heart of where this goes on. And that's an exciting place to be. And I tell this story, but about a week and a half ago, we had 500,000 people that were in downtown Pittsburgh. That were in downtown Pittsburgh not to see a sporting event. The Pirates were away that night. They were in Cincinnati. And the Steelers weren't playing, and it was actually high school football night, so everybody was going to see their high school football game. But there were 500,000 people in downtown Pittsburgh. And you know what they were downtown to see? Well, the duck, absolutely. You stole that from me, Lieutenant. They were downtown to see a cellist, a musical, a play, an arts, culture, pub crawl, arts crawl, and a duck. It's the vibrancy that's coming on in our community. And it's the vibrancy, and it was all young people. It really was. And it's young people that are driving some of these new innovations. Now there's a few old gray hairs in there like me that are here. We're trying to learn about some of these things, and that's our contribution to this. But it's really the next generation that's doing the sustainable living, the sustainable communities. It's going to make this place the special place that it is. A place like Marianne and I were at Eden Hall last night. What a fantastic facility that is. Where they're building a sustainable campus on energy. And it's all of the above, but it's, think about how much money we spend on energy. Most of it is spent in our cars, driving back and forth to work, or driving, wherever we have to go. So what you're doing is extremely important and extremely helpful. So we've got to continue this research, innovation, education, workforce development, all of the above in development in this area. We're glad to be part of it. We're glad to be part of it when it comes to transportation. We want to get some natural gas vehicles for our transit vehicles to do that. And we want to continue that with all of our fleet vehicles and continue to put in the infrastructure that we need. Because at the end of the day, what does it mean? It means jobs. It means jobs and a quality of life that we can enjoy here in Western Pennsylvania that, quite frankly, we deserve, we want, and we're going to work for it. So I want to thank you, Rick, for doing this, putting this on every year, and bringing this, and we want to continue to partner with you at Community College. We're proud of the work that we do. Keep up the good work, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
One more speaker, Eileen Eisenreger from the Governor's Regional Office.
So I stand here between you and lunch, right? I just wanted to say very quickly that I want to thank Senator Soloway for reading the governor's greeting this morning. Senator Soloway is a Democrat. I'd like to thank Rich Fitzgerald for appointing me to the Board of Trustees here at CCAC. Rich Fitzgerald is a Democrat. Governor Corbett is a Republican. We stand together on energy. We stand together on workforce development in this region. I am so proud to be on the board at CCAC because of the workforce development that's moving forward. I met some of the young people that were here with the senator. I hope they'll come to CCAC. This industry is where it's at. We are going to make money for our young people. We are going to get them to stay here. And we should be very, very proud of what this college is doing. Rich and I were at Eden Hall last night. It was fantastic. They're doing a sustainable campus. That's like the next step. And I have 3 kids. 2 of them are still in Pittsburgh. 1 is in Connecticut. I'm really sorry I lost that one to Connecticut. We want to keep our young people here. So congratulations, CCAC. Congratulations on this day, and enjoy your lunch. Thank you.
Everybody saw that Swans truck out there? Did anybody know that thing's been running on propane? It has been. Swans displaced over 300,000 gasoline gallon equivalency just in the propane trucks in western Pennsylvania last year. I get the annual report every year from Schwann's, and I just broke out the western 300-some thousand just in their trucks. Not every one of their trucks run on propane, but it's there. But when you're done eating lunch, go out there and think. Because when he opens up the truck, you're going to have ice cream cones. Ice cream sandwiches, and ice cream. So without being ado, down that hall, we have a demonstration of that vehicle that looks like it's been in a wreck or crashed at 12:30. That's the hybrid where you're going to be able to use the iPad and see all the electric components. At 12:45 by the front door by registration, you're going to see a demonstration with the Tesla. And then breakout sessions will start up again at 1 o'clock.
Shale Media Group is converting. How many of you have seen Back to the Future? So, did you see the DeLorean over there?
Okay, that was the excitement.
Yes,
Like there's a secret vehicle.
So that's
I
the
was
secret.
wondering, why is that DeLorean?
So that's the secret vehicle. It hasn't run in a few years, but CCAC is actually getting that car to run, and then we're going to have FITA Freightliners converted to CNG. We already parked the domain name fracktothefuture.com. And we're going to wrap the back of that vehicle when it's running on CNG, probably bring it down to your school when it's done, and take it all over the place. So make sure you check it out and get a good picture. Thank you guys.
Yeah, they're from.
Go drop the ghost on? Yeah.
Okay, and they're from the Mon Valley Tech School, and they're the oil and gas industry program.
Yeah, I grew up in Charlotte, so yes.
So the DeLorean has been hitting the streets of Charlotte for quite a while.
Sorry. Yeah.
We'll tell you some high school stories about the DeLorean.